Okay, guys, so the first thing you're going to do with this paper here, this is actually a copy of your homework. You're not going to get this till the end of the period. And for people that want to look at it this evening, you can look at that. But I'm just going to go over the idea of what we're doing first, and then you're going to get the classwork to go ahead and work on. So you're going to get your patty paper, and you're going to go ahead and put it right on top of the problem. Okay, so you can see it. And I'm going to zoom in here so you can see what's happening. So you put it right on top of the problem, and I want you to draw your y-axis and your x-axis when you get your paper. You're just watching right now. Watch what I do. This is very important that you draw your y-axis, and then you draw your x-axis first, okay? Now, you can see with the patty paper as I move it that I have it drawn. It's not perfect, but it's okay. Best you can. And it's pretty dark. You can draw that part pretty dark. That's fine. And basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be rotating this image around the origin. Think of the origin like the sun. It's called the solar system. Solar means sun, right? Solar panels, sun panels basically. Sun is in the center of the solar system. So basically this moon and all the planets, not moon, this center, all the planets like moons rotate around the sun, right? In a certain way. So today you're going to figure out that we're going to start putting our pencil on the origin and moving things in certain directions. We could go this way. If we go this way, it's called clockwise. Take a look at the clock. You see that red hand moving? It's moving clockwise. How do we screw in when we're using a screwdriver, righty-tighty, that's clockwise, is to tighten it. Now what if we go the other way? To loosen it, you go left counterclockwise. Counterclockwise. Other words like counterclaim or counterexample, counterstrike. It's the opposite. So counterclockwise, it means the opposite of clockwise, going this way. So what we're going to do right now, this one is actually kind of interesting. It talks about 180 degrees. I actually am going to, 180 degrees we'll talk about in 1 second what it looks like, but I want you to draw. And actually, you're not doing this, but tonight's homework, you can look at this and get copies of this for tonight's homework. And you can see me draw the actual shape. I could draw it a little better than that too. Just follow the lines. And what I also want you to do is label them too. And I'm going to call them primes eventually, because guess what? We're going to move them to a prime spot. So now take this. We're going to go 180 degrees. So if we go look where I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop once the axes, the y and x, meet up again. And that's called 90 degrees. Let me do that again. If I go from here and look at my x and y axis, where do I stop? When they finally meet, okay? And that's 90 degrees, but it wants 180. So 90 plus 90 is 180. I'm going to go one more time. 180 degrees. Now you could ask the question right now, well, Marusik, you were talking about clockwise or counterclockwise. Can I show you something right now? If I went, that was clockwise, right? If I go the other way, if I go counterclockwise, let's do it. 90 degrees counter. And what if I did it again? 180 degrees. Is it in the same spot? If I did it from here, if I go 90, 180, it's in the same spot. So now what you're going to do, this is kind of the tough part, but try to figure out where these points are and actually graph them. So what I kind of do is I kind of see where that's at, and I think it's right here. Is that right? Okay, and then it's right here. I think I'm right on that one, and then right here. And then I draw my shape, and I'm done with this problem. And I have a Q prime. Oops, let me make sure this is actually H prime and J prime. And guess what? When we take the big test in May, the SBAC, they allow us to use this patty paper. They tell us to hand it out to you guys. So you get to use this patty paper on your screen, and I will teach you literally. You're going to go and put this on your computer screen and try to figure out by rotating on there. Don't hurt your screen, because some of you guys are rough with your devices, but do the best you can. Now, here's the catch. I'm not going to be passing these patty papers out like candy. I want you to use this one again, but now I want you to erase. You got to have a pencil and an eraser. I'm going to make sure Mr. Mundo has a good supply of them as well. Erase. And now let's go ahead and go to the next one. Oops, and I even put the letter there. And what I like to do eventually is on my patty paper, I even make a big, I'll use a pen just for the axis part. So you can really see where the axis is. And now this question says 90 degrees counterclockwise. So we're going to go not clockwise, we're going to go counterclockwise 90. So go ahead and put your points on here. And obviously you're not doing it again. I keep saying that, but you're going to do this on the homework tonight. So this is the homework tonight, but you should be watching this video as kind of an intro to the lesson itself. And that's an L. All right, now we're good. We're kind of lined up here. Let's get all lined up. Now, if we were to go clockwise 90, we would stop right when the axes meet again. It would be right here. Okay. Are you getting the sense that you know what's going on? Think about like the sniper scope. All right. The scope always has to be up and down. And if we move one section, that's a 90-degree turn. So we went 90 degrees clockwise or 180. Or what's even the next one? 270 clockwise. Okay. But that's not going to happen. We're going to do this instead. We're going to go 90. What is that? Let me try to get lined up. 90 counterclockwise. So right here. And then those are where my new points would be. So try to write those down. You right there. Right here. And right here. Okay. And you write down those letters too. This is S prime. Oops. L prime and B prime. Okay. And if I had to have you plot the coordinates, you could do it. All right. All right. Now, let me just go back to number 1 for a second, because you guys are going to have to work on your own in a minute. But let's look at number 1 again and just take a second and just look at J versus J prime. And I'm going to make a connection with the rule and see if you can get there with me. Where's J? -5, -3. Is that where that point is? Okay. It's exactly where that point is. Where's J prime? Over 5, up 3. So I had J and then J prime. And look at these 2 points. Well, they're very similar. And here's the rule. I'm going to show you right now. You just do the opposite sign for both numbers. You go, if it's negative, then you turn them positive. If they're positive, you make them negative. And think about it in your life. If you were to go and do a 180 in your life would completely change. It should. If you were doing a 180 with a point, the points completely change and they go opposite their signs. All right? Hopefully this video was helpful. Go ahead and try the classwork together and be careful with your making your images and then rotating in the right way. Okay?